Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. So, by the title of this video, you know we're going to try to do a little bit of a stealth camp tonight. And what better place to do it in a 30-year-old Chevy van than at an old Chevy dealership. But first, I need to go pick up some groceries. No red onions left. That's a bummer. We were going to get some red onions. Suppose we can just do a regular one. How about a sweet vanilla? Dill. Nobody can yell at me for doing a lemon wrong if I just get lemon juice. And how about a cucumber? And cream cheese. I think that's all we need. All right. Alright. Callaway Corvette. Old school. Distraction. Alright. Best part of van life is you can just grab your cooler from the driver's seat. We'll just stick the whole bag in there, it's fine. Alright, probably about a half an hour drive to the spot. Hopefully there's a good place that we can park and we'll see what happens. There's one of their car lots. The actual dealership building is up here, kind of right in the center of town. So we'll see how this turns out. How do I park it right in front of the building? This lot is like super angled. It's not exactly going to be comfortable, and in fact I think I might turn it around so that I can pop the windows and not be super obvious. Like, I don't plan to put my fan in the side window, because if I did that, people would be able to see that from the outside, which would be really obvious. But I do think I am going to turn this thing around first. All right, we got it turned around. Here we are right in downtown. They got a Hummer. But yeah, I think this is where we're gonna try to spend the night tonight. If you guys can see that. I had the air conditioner running, so it's pissing a little bit, but there we go. This has kind of always been on my list of spots to try to do. Suppose I could park it across the street, and that would be slightly less sketchy, because I kind of thought there'd be cars parked out here. They are closed right now, obviously. And the reason I didn't choose a campsite is because it's 4th of July weekend and everywhere is super busy. So this is just gonna be the spot where we're at for tonight. All right, well, home sweet home for the evening. I guess I don't need those guys on. It is gonna get a little bit stuffy, even with the windows open, I'm sure. Give you guys a quick weather check. It's currently 82 degrees and it's only a low of 68 tonight. So it's gonna be pretty warm all night long, but I should be able to at least open these side windows up without really drawing attention to myself. I'm gonna close the front curtains, but I think I should put them behind. I normally put it in front of the rear seats. I think the smart thing to do would be put it behind the rear seats so you can still actually see the front seats of the van. A little bit less obvious, right? And like my side window curtains and everything, they aren't blackout curtains. So they aren't gonna be super dark if I have lights on later. So I've gotta be weary of that. Go ahead and put that seat up. Grab my sweet tea. I'm glad my windows are tinted because he looked right at me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be really careful running any lights tonight. I don't believe this town has an actual police force. That looked like, I thought that was like a state patrol vehicle, which would make sense. We're really close to a state park and they usually patrol those. But I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, see what happens here. Probably get ourselves some dinner going, but I did bring this. Let's see here. I brought this tripod that I got on the last live stream that I'll be able to put my tablet in. So hopefully you can watch a movie tonight, but I need to get my little fan going. So we at least have some sort of airflow going in here. Wrong button. And a couple of lights. Yeah, running that fan in the window would be super obvious. So that's going to be a no-go for the night. It's funny, we made that and like 3 van videos in, I haven't even used it yet. But we're not too far from sundown. So, I should grab my backpack off the front seat. And some lighter shorts. And another light, but that one's super bright. Well, I was gonna get changed into my like mesh shorts, and I'm a genius. But what would you expect? I grabbed a shirt. I thought these were shorts. It's just the same material or whatever. Dumb. At least I have shorts on to start with. Oh, there's an old cab over driving down the road. Check that out. You don't see too many of them very often. My father-in-law trucked for a while, and I think he had like his first rig was a cab over. But anyways, yeah, this thing that was sent in on the last live should be pretty nice. It does take up some floor space. I guess you don't have to run that all the way down. There we go. Allows me to get it a little bit closer. I don't know if you guys can even see what we got going on here. See how the old tablet fits in there. Hopefully it doesn't fall over, I guess. Oh no, that'll be real nice to chill and watch movies. It brings it up higher than on the cooler, if you guys can see that. And I can get a little bit closer to the bed. It did come with like an arm, but I have a feeling if I put this in the arm, I guess unless I had the feet all the way down, it probably would fall over then. Can I turn that a little bit? Yeah. Alright, well, we should have a good setup to watch a movie later, but first, why don't we just go ahead and get our dinner going before we run out of sunlight, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to be able to have all my lights on in here. For sure, you would be able to see the lights from the outside. So, this junk can just go over here. Shazam. Yeah, it's warmish. Alright. So we've got everything we picked up at the grocery store. Oop. We've got some onion bagels, a plate, and the main ingredient is some wild caught sockeye salmon. This was sent in on the last live stream. The biggest bummer is I'm gonna have to drain this like into a plastic bag because I don't want to open the door and drain it out the door. We've got a little bit of this, which my homie Kevin picked up, I believe, when he was in Puerto Rico. We'll have to use Google Translate on this because I don't know what any of it says. It's all in Spanish. And then what else? We've got some jalaps. These were sent in on a live stream a while back. And we've got our plastic bag to drain our salmon, a fork, and a drink that we'll try. It's a guy that just drove by looking out the passenger. He was in the passenger seat. Pretty sure he saw me through the side window. When you have those open, you know, people can see right in it. It's his. To me, it's obvious. I don't know. I'm guessing if you were out there, it's probably something you wouldn't even pay attention to, but when you're in the moment, you never know, right? And there's a lot more traffic here than I expected. I'm not going to need these sweats tonight, but let's see what we've got in here. I think, yep. Got some paper bowls. This should be big enough for what we need. Dill, lemon juice, dang old cucumber. Onion, capers, and cream cheese. So we're gonna make ourselves a salmon cream cheese bagel, and we're going to put all this junk on top of it. So start with, we need a little bit of cream cheese. I don't really know how much to use. Maybe half of this brick, quarter of it, a third of it, that much of it. I don't know if this is all going to fit in that bowl. And then the next thing is going to be this sockeye salmon. But yeah, we've got to drain it into a bag. The few recipes that I looked up for this all said to use like that thin cut smoked salmon. But I was looking for something to use this for. So that's why I grabbed this. And I feel like you guys could use a little bit more light. But like I said, I don't want to start adding. I don't want to make it super obvious that I'm chilling in here. That's a little bit better. It smells good. No leaks, hopefully. I don't need to smell this all night, you know what I mean? Try to get most of that juice out though. All right. Big old hunk of salmon. This is going to be enough for like 3 sandwiches. It's fine though. Oh, you know what I didn't grab after the last video? People are going to yell at me for this one. Paper towels. It's fine. It is fine. In the trash. There's my knife in my bag. You're supposed to like, I don't know how you do dill. Just like that, I suppose. It smells good. Some fresh dill. Next, we'll toss some capers in here. About that many. Always follow the recipes to a T, right? These are Tennessee's Best old-fashioned jalapeno mix. I don't know what's in here. Jalapeno peppers, water, vinegar, sugar, onions, bell peppers, and salt. We're just gonna take a big old hunk of that. Blam. Probably would have been better to like cut these up, but ain't nobody got time for that. Shazam. Squirt of lemon juice. Bam. Bam. Who is that? Emerald Gassi? I think that's who that was. I'll put some onion. Now the recipe that I looked up did call for red onions, but I do not have one. So we're just going to go with what we've got. We don't need a ton of it. That's going to be more than enough. Right. This is all smelling very tasty. Don't need that onion skin. Into the bowl she goes. And the next step is to just mush this all together and mix it up like into a spread. I've never made anything like this before, so I'm really interested to see what this is going to taste like. But it seems like a fairly common recipe. Alright, that looks well mixed to me. I'm going to see, I'm pretty sure I've got some toilet paper under the bed, so I at least have something to wipe stuff off with. Somewhere under here. Not in there. Bam. And this is something I never forget. Dab for me because it's warmish, but we've got something to wipe things off with. That's all we needed. All right, as far as the cucumber goes, this is going to go on the sandwich itself, not in there. So we'll do some little thin slices of this. Probably won't need too many of them. I think that's good. One for me, right? That's a good cucumber. I should have brought something to put this in. We'll just have to use our trash bag, or our grocery bag, and grab it. Grab our bagel. These are onion bagels. I like the onion bagels. I eat these a lot at home with cream cheese. And then I'll also I'll do the same thing with cream cheese, but I'll heat them up and make like breakfast sandwiches with egg. And a lot of times I'll put like lunch meat on them. And it's really good that way. Bam. Go ahead and just put our cucumber right on the bottom here. And we're going to spread this stuff on thick. Like I said, there's definitely enough for 2 of these, but we'll see how much we can fit on there. Bam. And then let's see what this says, if I can. Mono Loco Old Yard 100% flavor spicy oil. This tasty spicy oil was made in Costa Rica by lovers of spicy food and stories with unexpected endings. We recommend this chili pepper for any family event, serenades, bingos, weddings, and/or barbecues. Hide this oil in a dark place after opening, and don't tell anyone where it is so it'll last longer. or you can hang it in your car's rear view mirror to give it the original touch you've been looking for. Nice. And yeah, it's just an oil. If you guys can see, maybe there's like peppers and stuff all inside of this. So we're gonna drizzle a little bit of this on for that little bit of spicy zing, I guess, besides the jalapeno stuff that we've got in there, and see what that's all about. It's got like a dripper tab, so it should be good. And there we go. We've got ourselves a nice tasty salmon bagel with a bunch of junk in it. Let's see what this is all about. All right. That is really good. I mean, honestly, it just reminds me a lot of a tuna sandwich, but definitely has a different flavor because of the salmon. Gotta lick it out the whole. Yeah, I dig that. A little bit of spice with the peppers and everything in there. Probably gonna put more lemon in it, but you know, having all the flavors be more subtle is good. It's nice and light. And a cold sandwich on a hot night is a good thing. But we're going to spice it up even more. So a few of these hot drinks were sent in, and I've tried the jalapeno one, but this is a habanero pepper soda from Rocket Fizz. And it says it's about halfway up on the temperature scale of heat. So hopefully this isn't too spicy. I do have my Arnold Palmer here if it's too much for me, but give this a try. I'm not one for super spicy drinks. Ooh, that's actually good. It's got like a, it's like, ooh, it's got a kick, but it's like spicy fruit punch almost. That's better than the jalapeno one. This has a lot more flavor. Yeah, it's like fruit punch. A fruit punch with a kick. The jalapenos in there are good when you get a bite of them. I'm kind of glad that I didn't cut them up. But now I do want to try it with smoked salmon just to get that, because I know that's going to have a different flavor to it. But this is a perfect thing to do with canned salmon, absolutely. This would even be great for breakfast. And if you had a fire, you could toast the bagel up, or I guess you could put it in a toaster, but that's good. And I am getting hits of that. It is a bit spicy. That's a great dinner. I don't know if I should make another sandwich. I don't really need another bagel, but let's see what this is like all its own. I kind of wish I would have got like jalapeno cream cheese to do this with, but I figured the most appropriate thing to do would be to start with regular cream cheese. You could even use this as a dip. I think I've got chips in here, or crackers. Yep. That's how we'll finish her off, with some crackers. Is salmon dip just made with cream cheese? Probably. I've never made that either. Oh. Well, it's good on crackers. It's good on its own. It's great on a bagel. Canned meat's coming in clutch as usual. I guess now would be the time to tell you, if you haven't If you missed the last video, you missed out on our limited release sticker. I know a lot of you guys didn't watch that because it wasn't a camping video and it was a motorcycle video, and I know some of you guys aren't interested in that train. But we had a limited release sticker that was announced at the beginning of that video, and it sold out in just under 2 hours. So thank you guys for purchasing those stickers. But as this video comes out, we are still running a sale through July 10th, 17.76% off orders on the website. So if you want to get a hat, a koozie, or one of the other stickers, head on over there and grab one. We are running low on koozies, so if you want one of those, get a little bit off and get yourself a koozie. I mean, realistically, you probably could have made 3 bagels with that easily, but I just ate a lot of cream cheese and a little bit of spicy fruit punch. That's good stuff, guys. If you find that in the store, I'd recommend that. It's not overly hot by any means, but I'm gonna get this junk all cleaned up. Well, the sun's going down out there. Main Street is settling down a bit. Like I said, I'm not gonna be able to keep the lights on for long, but I'm gonna get this dang old tablet going. Kind of excited to try this. It'd be nice to just be able to have this like right here set up perfectly. That's perfect, dude. And I'll be able to move it like right next to me. Should probably get my curtains closed up. As best as I can. We'll be able to get a ton of airflow through here with the curtains closed, but just leave it like so. Get a little bit. All right, fancy. This is nice. Thank you for this. I downloaded a few new things. I should probably have my earbuds in, but alright, so I've got a movie on Amazon called The Divide. It's from 2011, and it says survivors of a nuclear attack endure days in a basement only to be driven mad by dwindling supplies and a fear of what lies outside. It's supposed to be like a psychological horror suspense movie. Check this out. Probably should just have it turned down pretty low. But luckily nobody has actually walked right by the van yet, so spicy drink. Yeah, this is real nice. I like this. It's like perfect. I don't have to mount anything permanently in here unless I get to the point where I do finally reinstall that, figure out how to install that TV, but I've never picked up a remote since I lost that thing. But yeah, I dig this. Can you guys hear the fireworks going off out there?
You're a fucking idiot.
guess I shouldn't be surprised, right? The movie's been good so far. A couple of twists and turns I was not expecting. Yo, there's a car hauler that just pulled up right in front of the van. And I think he's about to unload stuff. Hopefully I'm not in the way. I know it's dark. Yeah, dude's literally right in front of me. I guess we're gonna see what happens. This is not something I expected to happen. I'm curious where he's going to park all these things. I don't know if he's doing all of them or what. The other two are Fords. What he unloaded was a GMC. Maybe that's the only one. I guess they could be used vehicles. No, it looks like that one's coming off too. Maybe he's just moving it. He's going quick though. Oh, that one came off too. What's he doing? Maybe he's just turning it around. Yeah, he's putting the keys in the drop box. Took a picture of himself putting the keys in the drop box. And maybe the GMC's going back on it. No, looks like he's unloading another one. That's a Ford. That's an F-152. I don't understand why they'd be dropping Fords here. And dropping the keys. Unless they're just used, they're trying to sell used vehicles here. I don't know. It just seems odd to me. They would bring them in from somewhere else and not just take them on trade. Yeah, he's taking video and pictures of it and he'll drop the keys in the box. Huh. Well, he's efficient at his job, man, that's for sure. Curious if he's going to put that other one back on there. So there was 4 trucks on this thing. It's empty now. Dude's been here like all of 10 minutes. Yeah, looks like he's going to load that one back on there. Just sending it, dude. Right over the rear axles. Yup. Well, he just needs to strap that one down. Yeah, I for sure thought that's the one that was going to get left here. But they must have wanted 3 F-150s to sell as used vehicles. And there he goes. Or maybe not. Yeah, there he goes. Well, that was unexpected, y'all. But it was cool to see that guy was in and out of here quick. He was definitely good at his job. But I've got 12 minutes of my movie left. So I'm gonna get this finished up. I opened my back windows. Feels a lot nicer in here now. Alright. That's over. Y'all, that was kind of a wild movie. A lot of things in there happened in that movie that I was not expecting. But it was good. It was definitely a bit gruesome. But what do you expect from a horror movie like that, you know? I'm gonna get crashed out, y'all. No. See you guys in the morning. I'll let you know if they deliver any more cars. Good night. Good morning. Well, we did it. There's been a bit of traffic going by. And, some dude just went jogging by. Kind of scared me a little bit. Oh. But we made it. Let's the rest of these windows opened. Probably close these. No more car deliveries either. There was an ambulance that went by with the lights on. No sirens. But that spooked me a little bit too. Well, a successful stealth camp in front of the Chevy dealer. I've had this one on my list of places for a long time, but I always thought the truck, and I still feel this way, that the truck is a little bit I don't know, I guess it's, well, one, it's more noticeable, but it's like a little bit, it just draws a lot more attention to itself. Not that this old school van doesn't, but it takes more of, like, somebody's got to know what they're looking for kind of thing. Most people won't get this thing a second look. They just think it's an old van. But the big lifted truck with all the junk hanging on the roof, I feel like definitely draws more attention. This thing worked really nice. Stoked on that. Folds down just like a normal tripod would. Dig that. Have to find a permanent spot in here for that. I don't know if I'll use it in the truck just because it's narrower in there. Like, I don't know if that would even sit on the floor in there between like the cooler and junk. But it works great in here. Let's see. Keys. Take my pill. Nom, 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 nom. I'm glad that I didn't dare put that fan in the window, because that truck driver would have 100% seen that. And he would have been smart enough to know what was going on, considering I'm sure he sleeps in his truck at times. And then, who knows, he may have called somebody at that point. So you got to be conscious about that kind of stuff. And what your vehicle looks like to people. You know, they aren't just all your average person driving around, obviously. So get some coffee. I don't want to sit there and push my luck any more than I need to, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful morning. Nice, quiet town in the morning, I guess. It was super busy when we pulled in here last night. Oh, come on. Like 2 seconds too late, dude. I could have floored it through there, but I don't need to do that to myself, you know what I mean? Guess you train levelers are gonna get to see a train go by. And I definitely heard that a few times last night. It's usually pretty quick around here, though. Come on. Sun is bright. Alright, coffee, piping hot, big cup of joe, and a sausage breakfast, Sammy. Good way to start your day. Tell you what. Well, it was an enjoyable evening. I'm glad I did it. Even on a busy weekend like this, you can still find places to go and have a good time, you know what I mean? And like I said, hit up the website if you're looking for something, hat, koozie, or a couple of different stickers. We're doing 17.76% off through Thursday the 10th. Really, it's 18 because they wouldn't let us put the decimal point in there, but don't tell nobody. It's for America's birthday. Yeah, give it a thumbs up if you thought it was cool. And as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit. Good stuff.